What's up, guys? It's Saturday, and I'm here prioritizing my creative aspect of my personality and my interests, my hobbies. Today, on Saturday, I'll be painting. I'll be painting on Saturdays and Sundays on the weekends. I probably won't be doing any of my creative work during the week because it pulls me out of productivity, but also it pulls me out of my focus on health and fitness, which is the number one thing in my life is my health. And I have a son, and so we spend a lot of time doing that together. Work, making sure our meals are prepared, nutrition, homework, that type of thing. If I did paint during the week, it really pulled me out of that, being able to be disciplined in those aspects. But today I'm doing the paintings, and right now you can see on this screen, it might not make much sense to you now, but this is a 21 by 40 canvas with seashells. I'm painting seashells for my parents, their house. They just built a brand new bathroom in their house, and they want this to go up in there to decorate. And I've done a few paintings for them already. I'll show you what I'm doing. Here's a reference image of the seashells. You can see how it kind of looks like that. This is just the first layer, so I haven't really put too much depth into it yet. And then this bird is special because this is a painting. This is an actual painting I did for my parents. And yeah, there we go. This is a kestrel. This specific bird, or this species of bird, has been perching, this specific bird itself has been perching on the rooftop of my parents' house for several years. And also they just recently built a vacation rental, Airbnb, right there in the Bahamas, attached to their home. And they decided to name their Airbnb business Kestrel. And I figured, hey, what better way to honor that memory, that union with nature, what better way? And so I painted this picture for them. Now originally it was supposed to be just the flowers. My mom loved the color in the flowers, and she said to spruce it up and add some interpretation to it. And so my idea was, hey, let's put a bird smack right in the middle of that, give it a focal point, add some depth to the painting, and there you go. They loved it. And so they told me to paint something else to decorate in the hallway towards the bathroom, and so I decided to paint those seashells with the colors from the bird. As you can see right there on the feathers, you can see elements of that color in the painting. Now, if you've been following me in the past, you know I've been an artist my whole life, and I've done portrait paintings and drawings and commissioned work. And when I got back into painting a few years ago, I was using the iPad with Apple Pencil and Procreate, and I made some amazing work on that. Sold a whole bunch of pieces. It put food on the table during the pandemic when I wasn't working, and I was really having a good time doing that. But after some time, I started to feel disjointed from my work because it's digital. It didn't feel authentic like I was interacting with paint on canvas. And so I kind of just gave it up and just really didn't care too much about it. Just recently, I said, hey, I need to get back to the creative side of the creative side of me, because it's good for me mentally, but also it provides business opportunity financially. And so I was like, hey, let's get back into it. And because I've evolved and changed, I was like, okay, how can I do this? Still paint digitally, but step away from that feeling I had when I was painting on the iPad. And so I did my research, and I found a specific software called Rebelle 7 Pro. Rebelle 7 Pro is amazing. It simulates paint on canvas, how paint interacts with different types of canvas and textures. That was mind-blowing to me. I didn't realize there was software out there that was fully featured specifically for artists to really go at it and create some realistic work. Let me show you an example. Let's open this picture back up, this bird, and I'm going to zoom in, and you can see right here just the texture from the paint, the 3D texture. And you can see the texture of the canvas coming right through the painting. just by looking at this, you would not know this was done digitally. So this really opened my mind to what's possible using software. This is on Mac and PC, but not mobile, not iOS, not iPad, not iPhone. So also I'm using, let's switch screens here so you can see exactly what I'm using. Okay guys, you can see right here, this is what I'm using. It's the Huion Kamvas 22-inch or 24-inch pen display, and I'm using this to paint with, and this is the keypad shortcut, which is customizable, so you can really make things flow and work very efficiently. And so yeah, this is a much larger display, which makes painting a lot more convenient. As you can see so much more, you can see the entire painting on the canvas. So this is a very long painting, so it's not fitting on this display. I have to kind of zoom in and out even on this one, but on a iPad that would be even crazier, because it's like an iPad will probably be a quarter the size of this display, which would make it a lot more difficult to paint on. I'm also using the Mac Mini, pretty powerful enough to get this kind of work done, so that's pretty cool. Keyboard, mouse, and then there's my second display to view any references that I might have to really get this painting done. Alright, so you guys can see exactly what I'm using these days to paint with, and today I'm going to be working on this piece for my parents, and let's see how far I can get into this painting. And I'll show you guys, I don't know if I said this already at the beginning of the video, but I'll show you guys some samples of some of the work I've done on this tool with this software, Rebelle 7 Pro, and with this pen display. So my first painting I did was the Kratos painting of God of War, and you can see right here in this painting, look at the realism, the texture, the quality, the canvas, just much different feel from painting on the iPad. What you can produce on this is just amazing. And then here's another painting, a Batman painting that I was working on that I completed. And then here is another one. I'm not done with this yet because I haven't cracked the code, haven't figured out how to do the background just yet. But this is a girl sitting in a pond overlooking a valley in the forest, and the landscape painting right here. So yeah, this thing is really cool, and I'm really hoping to grow and develop as an artist using this software. And so there you go. So let's get to work on this painting. I'm going to start at the top here and see if I can start adding some depth to this painting. Now whenever you paint, you gotta be loose. You gotta just throw paint down loosely and put general colors where just be very general as possible. And that could be a challenge because I like to really go at the details, and it takes discipline to just go with the general application of paint. So see what we can do today. Oh yeah, just getting myself refamiliarized with the tools I have here, the shortcuts. So what's really cool about using this type of software is that because I have this this keypad and this dial, I can change the brush size right on the fly as I'm painting. I don't have to move my hand from the canvas to do that. And I can pick brushes, preset brushes using that, which is cool. Still trying to figure out some things here. Here we go, starting to make a little sense on how I'm applying this paint. So I'm an artist that does not use a lot of layers in my digital canvas. So there's a lot of artists that think that they need to use a ton of layers and 30, 40 layers, which I guess could be handy if your painting is pretty complex. But when you're doing like landscapes and just general portraits, you don't really need a lot of layers from what I've discovered. I find it to be a hindrance when you use too many layers. So I try to keep it as simple as possible. And right now I have the outline still in place. I can remove that outline. So that's the one layer that I have to have, is I paint with an outline. I'm not the type of person that, I mean, I do freehand quite a bit, but when it comes to doing a replica or a reference, I like to have a little outline at first, and as time goes, I remove that outline. I might remove the outline in parts. I don't remove the outline altogether. So this is gonna be an interesting painting. So that top shell is done for now, and let's move on to our next piece, our next shell. So we're gonna be working on this. Whoop, let me tap back on it. We're gonna be working on this shell. This is an interesting texture, and I have to see if I can figure out how to put this down on canvas. But like we said, we want to make sure that we start off with loose application of colors. And so what I'm gonna do is pull general color with this color picking tool right out of that picture, and I'm just gonna see what happens. So a lot of painting, a lot of stuff, sorry, I can't even speak while I'm painting. A big part of painting is, and drawing, any kind of art, is just experimenting and seeing how things turn out and not being afraid to make mistakes. Losing inhibition, I should say, and pride. I think a lot of times pride can really prevent people from growing in ways that they could. And we don't want to look like fools or mess up and look like we don't know what we're doing. You know, I've been painting for a long time, and even that feeling of I want people to think I'm a professional and I'm an expert, even that can really keep you from just enjoying the process and the learning process of painting. So yeah, I think I'm doing a pretty good job so far, just throwing down just the general gestures of where things are gonna be. It's kind of like a sketch, to be honest with you. Not trying, you try too hard and you really start to mess things up. So, okay, let's see here. Here's another shell back here in the corner hiding. This shell's hiding away. So I'm gonna I'm gonna help it stick out a little bit. There's gonna be some shadows that's really gonna make this pop. So if I got rid of this outline right now, you can see that there's something here, but it's not popping right now. Shadows will add depth and detail and make it look like 3D and pop out. And I usually start adding that later in. I know that a lot of artists like to do that first thing, as they start with the dark application and the dark shadow areas, but sometimes I go in reverse and apply that in there. I start with the lighter gestures, start to darken up, and really start to let it draw out by itself. Especially if you don't really have an understanding of what you're doing. Like right now, I'm learning how to paint shells. I can't remember the last time if I ever painted shells, because shells have a lot of different things going on. Lots of different things going on. All kinds of interesting textures. So this shell at the top, obviously I didn't get that first layer correctly with the colors, so I'm gonna have to correct that a little bit. Switch that up. Okay, then we're gonna apply some of the general outline. There we go. So right now I don't believe I'm using too much oiliness and thickness in the paint. Otherwise you would see a little more texture in the paint. Since I'm just right now focused on putting down gesture and shape and form, this is really all I'm concerned about. Now, if you're following me, watching this video right now, how many of you paint digitally? And what tools do you use? Leave a comment. Let me know what you're doing. Now, obviously, I won't finish this painting today because this will take some time as I crack this code. But at least you get an idea of how I start the process and what I'm doing here. Get a little insight on what it looks like when an artist is painting digitally. Voila, looking good so far. Think I'm liking this process. Really gotta commit my time to painting throughout the week. I really do. Well, not during the week. I was like, I told you. No. I mean during the weekends. Gotta find some time during the weekends. Make sure I get this done. Get in the habit of really transitioning from work to paint, creative stuff. I'm gonna put down just the general application on this last corner here, this shell, and I'm probably gonna call it quits for now, and pick up on painting later, so you guys can really follow the process. Now, like I said, this keyboard shortcut tool I'm using, this is so cool because while I'm painting, I can absolutely increase or decrease the size of the, you can see right there, the red dot, the size of the brush is just, it's just so, to me, it's much better than painting on the iPad. So much better in my opinion. But yeah, you'll be the judge if you ever get the opportunity to paint like this. Let me know your thoughts. If you have questions, you need to get started, I'm happy to help. Okay guys, that's all I got for you today. Let's see how this my eyes are a little watery. Let's see how this painting evolves over time. Let me zoom out here so we can see exactly what it kind of looks like so far. Let's see how this painting evolves over time. I know it's going to be amazing. Can't wait to get this to my mom. She's going to love it, and I'll share the end product with you guys later. Have a good one.